and welcome to CATEX-TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Tuesday, September 8th, 2009. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. It's 5:30 p.m. in Monte Carlo. In Bermuda, it's 12:30 p.m. and in Mexico City, 10:30 a.m. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free at 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our AOL instant mail address is CATEX-TV. On this day in history, 109 years ago today, the city of Galveston, Texas was destroyed by a whopper of a hurricane. It killed over 6,000 people. There's a good book around on that now. It's called Isaac's Storm by Eric Larson. I'd encourage you to read it. We will be interviewing Rod Fox, who is the CEO of Tiger Risk. He is in Monte Carlo at the rendezvous right now. We're going to try to reach him later today or tomorrow. Hopefully that interview will either be on Wednesday or Thursday. As soon as we have the date certain, we'll put it on our website. A couple of stories that made some news over the weekend in the U.S. The President is speaking tomorrow evening on his health care agenda to a joint session of Congress. And in about half an hour's time, the President will be speaking to a group of school children on the importance of education. This was a discussion that many conservatives had hoped to block, thinking that the President was somehow going to unfairly affect the still yet forming minds of young children with his liberal agenda. I don't know about you, but no matter what my political persuasion was at the age of 8, had I had the opportunity to meet any president, I would have been very upset if my parents had denied it to me. One final piece of information: about 30 minutes ago, the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge reopened. That will be our final story, but the bridge is now open again. Now to our main stories. It's a spate of news collections coming from Monte Carlo. Some of these you probably know already because of our holiday in the U.S. yesterday. Others hopefully will be new news for you. There's a new group that's been formed. 11 major reinsurers have launched what they say is the first global reinsurance trade association. They're going to call it the Global Reinsurance Forum. They kicked it off on Sunday at the rendezvous. 10 of the group's top executives were present to announce the new group. Dennis Kessler, the CEO of SCORE, will serve as the inaugural chairman. Patrick Thiel, a partner, will serve as vice chairman. Kessler said that the role of the Global Reinsurance Forum is to help reinsurers deal with the changing environment with respect to regulation, taxation, and other issues. He said there is currently no global representation of the global reinsurance industry. He said we've come together as the world's leading reinsurers to address this. He emphasized that the forum is intended to complement, not replace, existing trade associations. The constituency right now, the other founding members are as follows: Nicholas von Baumhart of Munich, Hiroshi Fukushima of TOA, Lord Levine of Lloyd's, Stefan Lipp of Swiss Re, our friend Tad Montrose from Gen Re, Mike McGavick of XL Capital, Robert Orlick of Transatlantic, Greg Woodring of Reinsurance Group of America, and the newly appointed Ulrich Wallen over at Hanover Re. So this has been a long time in coming. It's a good idea. We'll see how this works out. Some other news. This actually comes from a briefing actually that came out in Insurance Day. The president of Equicat, Richard Clinton, was talking about this, about the reinsurers demanding higher level of transparency from their CAT models as they seek to manage their exposures to multiple perils more closely. And no, I couldn't resist that. The modelers obviously are more scientific than that. Let's go to a regular picture. Mr. Clinton said that insurance and reinsurers want to gain a better understanding of the technology and data behind CAT modeling so they can use the technology's capabilities more effectively. Modeling technology, of course, has been infamous for its relegation for the term black box. Many people don't know exactly how the models are derived. Mr. Clinton told Insurance Day reinsurers want to better understand the trade-off in the modeling process so that when we can see the results, they have a better understanding of how the model got to those results. The complicated technology behind CAT modeling also makes the product less accessible to the insurance market. Improvements and updates in Southeast Asia typhoon modeling, as well as extension into the Eastern European bloc, is also being demanded by risk bearers. Interesting. We'll see if that goes, if the other modelers are going to be as willing to make their models transparent. Brian Duperreault has been in the news. The man who has succeeded now in just about all the reinsurance sectors was making some news at a lecture in Monte Carlo on Monday. He said that the theme of managing capital and the role of reinsurance took center stage after the brutal financial storms a year ago. They reminded everyone that insurance is no longer an exercise in risk transfer. He said both sides of the balance sheet have to be considered. Equity values, credit spreads, and inflation can cause as much damage, if not more, than a traditional insured loss event. He spoke at a conference organized by PwC. He said that the lessons from last September are clear. To survive and be successful, you have to have a robust capital management strategy. Mr. Duperreault also spoke a little bit to the Insurance Insider. He praised his colleague Dan Glazier, the head of Marsh, for his work in reorganizing the broking giant and improving cost efficiencies. Mr. Duperreault said Dan has done a great job. The major restructuring is now complete. It's never over, but now it's a more routine, appropriate way. We're now concentrating on growth. Here's another interesting article. This comes from Global Reinsurance Magazine Roundtable. The premise is, can cedents still enjoy the same close relationship with reinsurers when risks are becoming increasingly more syndicated? The roundtable was hosted by Global Re. It was attended by senior representatives from AM Best, AXA, Guy Carpenter, Max Capital, QBE, Zurich, and Validus. Sven Schade of AXA Sessions said a market which sees increasing syndication could have effects on reinsurer-cedent interaction. He said, quote, "We can't have a close relationship with a reinsurer if we have a wider spread of reinsurers. It's a contradiction in the messages being put forward, a contradiction that I have not heard being mentioned in the current climate in which more reinsurers are being invited to participate in a risk." Others said that the scenario enhances the role of the broker. Marty Becker, the CEO of Max Capital, said, "It's more a broker's market now than it's been in quite a while." A reinsurance buyer for Zurich, Mark Talbot, said that the broader spread of reinsurers requires new thinking and new models. Very, very interesting. We'll comment on these later in the week. Some other hardcore news, if you will. Hugh Powell, the head of Guy Carpenter Facultative's Latin American operations, has resigned from the FAC arm of Carpenter to join rival Willis. Inside FAC is reporting this morning. It's thought that Mr. Powell will be joined at Willis by a number of former Guy Carpenter FAC colleagues. His decision comes less than a month after the arrival of Aidan Pope, who was the former CEO of Aon Benfield's Latin American arm. Powell's exit follows a number of high-profile departures from Carpenter's FAC division, primarily outside of its core U.S. market in the last 2 years. Stock market is up about 53 points now. We'll go to a word from our sponsors.
Every day, the world wakes up and goes to work, pursuing the unique opportunities that lead the global economy forward. The complexity and close connectivity of today's global marketplace is a true modern miracle that can create unparalleled success. But it takes confidence, passion, innovation, and understanding.
Enabling opportunity.
Protecting capital.
Engineering innovation. Investing in your future.
Ensuring continuity.
Finding the right balance.
It takes Aon.